Hi everyone, it's Sunday, February 18th, time for another HideNet Week in Review. I'm Vera Dordick. It's the Lunar New Year break in Asia, and as expected, the market was slow this week. There was some interest, both from tanners looking for high-end items like dairy steers and premium dairy cows, and from those bidding aggressively lower looking for bargains. Heavy Texas steers remained at steady levels, which is $22 for seasonal averages. Cow sellers are insisting that they're still well sold, but some are offering selections for prompt shipment. Still, prices remain steady. Combined export sales for the period ending February 8th were an improvement over the previous week, but that was thanks to a high wet blue total. Total sales were 548,600. Combined shipments were also higher, up by 19% at 576,100. Estimated slaughter for the week ending yesterday, February 17th, was 608,000, and that's 2% lower than last week. Turning to Europe, editor Andrea Guolo says that the trade fairs are happening this week at possibly the worst market moment. In Europe, there are no real prices, he says, because there are few negotiations and even fewer sales. Looking at the British market, there were no sales last week and slaughter is higher, so prices are flat with the 36 plus selling basically unchanged at 84 cents sterling to the EU. In Ireland, prices are at 90 cents in euros per kilo, but EU buyers have a lower price in mind. For European bulls, there was really no market at all last week, and it's nearly impossible to provide precise prices right now. Nonetheless, reference prices for North German bulls at 40 to 49 kilos are unchanged, and at 95 cents, and South German prices were also flat. Now, European cows did have some good sales during the week, and prices were steady. And when looking at veal skins, downward pressure is weighing on those prices, and this is mainly coming from the concerning production situation for leather goods. In his analysis this week, Andrea takes a look at what is likely to happen at the fairs this week, as well as the specifics of last week's market. And speaking of the fairs, HideNet will have daily coverage from Milan during the fair, so keep an eye out for Andrea's special reports. From South America, editor Ronald Guiel reports that the average price of fresh hides is still 85 cents per kilo in reals, and the reference price of TR1 is unchanged at 65 cents per square foot. In other news from Brazil, hide exports improved in January. In value, they were up by a little over 6% compared to the previous month and 3% over the same month last year. When it comes to volume, the increases were 5.5% in square meters and 4.7% in weight, both compared to January 2023. On the other hand, Brazilian footwear exports fell in January, and they were down by almost 30% in value and 23% in volume. From elsewhere in Latin America, in Argentina, the January slaughter number confirms the change in the livestock trend for that country. In Chile, 2023 slaughter and beef production were lower. In Mexico, trucker protests are blocking highways, and in Uruguay, the Rosario refrigerator owners are negotiating with creditors, and hopefully those will open again soon. That is all we have for this week, and until next week, good night from HideNet.